No, 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 oh god, no! How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Luke's Reviews, and on today's video I will be reviewing the very first film of 2020. Kinda. Well, it's been out in some countries in 2019, but it doesn't get its UK release until 2020. So this is the first film of 2020, except I saw it in 2019. This is all so confusing. I saw Jojo Rabbit, which is the newest film from Taika Waititi, and features an ensemble all-star cast the likes of Scarlett Johansson, Sam Rockwell, Rebel Wilson, as well as two new rising stars in the shape of Roman Griffin Davis and Thomasin McKenzie. In Jojo Rabbit, we followed the young character of Jojo, a 10-year-old boy living in Germany during World War II. He's part of a Nazi youth camp and idolises Adolf Hitler, so much so that his best friend is an imaginary Adolf Hitler. However, Jojo soon discovers that his mother is hiding a young Jewish girl within the walls of their home, and Jojo begins to learn a bit more about himself and the life he's been living. For starters, can we just imagine the pitch that they had to give the studio for this film to be greenlit? So this film follows a young German boy in World War II as his mother is keeping a young Jewish girl hidden in their home. Okay, I like the sounds of this. Could make for a really interesting, powerful drama come awards season. Who have we got directing this thing? Steven Spielberg? Um, we were thinking more like Taika Waititi. You know, the director of Thor Ragnarok. Our aim is to treat this like a comedy. Right. Oh, and we were also thinking of giving the boy an imaginary friend to talk to. Ah, okay. And who will that be? Adolf Hitler. But nevertheless, the movie has been made, and the final verdict is sensational. This is the best movie of 2020 so far, which, you know what, that's actually not saying much. Let me rephrase this. If by the end of 2020, Jojo Rabbit isn't in my top 5 films of the year, I will be stunned. Taika Waititi here has just pulled out all the stops and has honestly crafted what I do consider to be his own personal masterpiece. It is paced to perfection, bursting with a really lively and energetic heart and soul. It's flat out hilarious and utterly devastating in places. It's a fantastic definition of the power of movie making and storytelling. Getting into the specifics, Waititi has selected a brilliant ensemble. Scarlett Johansson, who plays Jojo's mother, her performance is very solid. It has so many layers to it. I don't think it's anywhere near as good as her work in Marriage Story, but she got nominated for a Golden Globe recently for her performance in this, and I do think it is very, very well deserved. As Sam Rockwell in this film, geez, when it hits awards season, this dude knows how to turn out some truly amazing supporting performances, and the same goes for his role in Jojo Rabbit. He could have just been a really goofy Nazi officer, and in a roundabout way, he is treated like that. However, there's so much depth to him, like through his performance and through the magnificent writing of his character. He's so much more than what we initially perceive him to be. And Taika does a great job in playing Hitler, which it's a thing of itself. You won't have seen anything like this before. That being said, he is used quite sparingly, and I do think that is to the film's benefit because he is the main focus whenever he is on screen. But if I think he were to have been used any more, it would have detracted away from the emotional heart of this story. And no one really wants to be walking out of any movie saying the best part of that movie was definitely Hitler. The two workhorses of this film are well and truly Thomasin McKenzie and Roman Griffin Davis. They're two actors that I'm largely unfamiliar with. I think Roman Griffin Davis, this is like his first feature film, and what an impact both of them have made. The two share such an endearingly sweet chemistry as they share their ideals, and any fears and prejudices it's just completely broken away, because that's what the purpose of this movie is. It's an anti-hate satire, and the way in which it achieves that is truly something special. Mackenzie is really commanding and brilliant as Elsa, the younger Jewish girl. But the real star of the show here is Davis. He is a force to be reckoned with. This is not an easy film. This, whilst it has a lot of comedy moments, it's quite heavy in places. So I believe he's 12, for a 12-year-old actor to carry a film of this weight and of this importance on his shoulders, like squarely, easily, comfortably, and he outperforms pretty much everyone that he shares a scene with, is mind-boggling. He is so good in this film, and I don't think it will happen, but I would personally, I personally think that he's worthy of a nomination for Best Actor. Speaking of nominations, I think the screenplay should get one too. Writing a comedy around a topic such as this is nigh on impossible. I think the last one that provided such a biting comical satire on the Nazi Party and Hitler was The Great Dictator, and that was back in 1940 with Charlie Chaplin in the lead role. So yeah, it seems to be a taboo. Not many filmmakers really want to touch on it in such a, I wouldn't say light-hearted fashion, but with such a comedic edge. And what Taika does here is that he really does capture just the idiocy, the buffoonery of the Nazi Party, and he ensures that the audience are always laughing at those characters. We are never laughing with them, and I feel like that is a very tricky wire to balance on, but yet Waititi just does it effortlessly. At times it's farcical, at other times it's a biting satire on the concept of hate with very witty, punchy dialogue. However, though, as I was watching the first two acts, and I was thoroughly entertained, but I did feel like something was missing. I almost treated it like a jigsaw puzzle in which I'd found all the corners and all the edges, but I was just missing that center, and I was still trying to build it to create one whole picture. And that is when you reach the final act of this film. And the final act of this film is nothing short of masterful. There is a scene, I'm not going to go into detail on what the scene is, but you will know it as soon as you see it, that hit me like a brick. Completely took me off guard, and some people might not appreciate the sudden tonal shift, because and this happens quite a lot in this film. You will get this like trademark Waititi humor, and then almost instantly that's immediately juxtaposed by a horrific act of war or a horrific moment from the Nazi Party. And for some people, it may be too jarring. For me, it completely epitomized what this movie was trying to do and its message. It isn't an easy film to watch, especially as we near that final act, but my God, does Waititi just pull everything out of his bag here. It was in this final act that, I mean, I already cared about these characters, but I didn't know how much until we reached, like, I want to say the final half an hour or so. Look, I do think that Jojo Rabbit may not be everyone's cup of tea, but I would willingly drink this tea all day, every day. Waititi has truly given his crowning achievement as one of the brightest voices in cinema. A true work of art that blends humour with heartbreak. The performances are sublime. The direction is sublime. The writing is sublime. I've fallen head over heels in love with this movie. Its message is so powerful and important that I cannot stress this enough. I urge you all to see Jojo Rabbit as soon as you can. We are starting 2020 off with a bang here, because overall I'm going to give Jojo Rabbit a 10 out of 10. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around. Anyway guys, those are my thoughts on Jojo Rabbit. Let me know what you thought of the film down in the comments below. Also, just to give you guys a bit of an update on the channel, we are so close. At the time that this video will be out, we are just days away from The Rise of Skywalker, so I will be having a review out for that as soon as I can, as well as a very special episode of Ranked in which we take a look at the Skywalker saga. Also, if you aren't already, make sure you are subscribed, because within the next week or so, it will be my 2019 in review, where we look at the best movies of the year, the worst movies of the year, as well as what I'm looking forward to come 2020. Thanks for watching! Let me know what you thought of this film down in the comments below. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. The links to all of my social media accounts are in the description below. Many thanks for watching, guys, and I shall see you in the next video.